Happy Monday, this is your girl Riri with a cyber scoop. The Biden administration is moving through with its initiative to label consumer Internet of Things, IoT, devices with information about their cybersecurity, and other countries may follow suit and adopt the Singapore-initiated system. The U.S. Deputy National Security Advisor for Cyber and Emerging Technology and Newburgh, Federal Communications Commission, FCC, Chairwoman Jessica Rosenworcel, National Cyber Director Chris Inglis, and representatives from telcos and other tech companies including Google, AT&T, Cisco, Intel, Samsung, and others discussed this desire for labeling and what has been accomplished thus far on Wednesday. Dave Kleidemaker, the Vice President of Engineering at Google, announced the company's attendance at the workshop on the Chocolate Factory blog. In light of constantly evolving cybersecurity dangers, the VP summed up the problematic nature of increasingly networked devices as follows. Through IoT devices, we are not only becoming more closely connected, but we are also confiding more of our lives and trust in technology. However, there is still no agreed-upon method for evaluating the security of linked items, which means consumers might not have the necessary visibility into how well their IoT devices safeguard their data. By the spring of 2023, standards for these U.S. security marks are anticipated to be implemented, initially as a voluntary system. Ratings that take into account the amount of data gathered, how readily the device can be patched or modified to prevent vulnerabilities, data encryption, and interoperability are anticipated to be included on the labeling. Following a Biden executive order, the labeling initiative started in the spring of 2021. This week's talk was essentially a government and business progress report on the creation and application of these designations. What we can tell is that the project is still in transition. At the Singapore International Cyber Week, SICW, 2022 conference, which brought corporate and government professionals from all around the world to discuss cybersecurity, Newburgh made mention to this session on Thursday during a webcast lecture. According to Newburgh, nations must collaborate to prevent fragmentation of IoT standards because this could burden customers, especially as they move across jurisdictions. The security advisor also stated to journalists that Singapore had become a world leader in IoT and that the US was turning to Singapore for labeling inspiration. The city-state launched its Smart Nation initiative in 2014 with the goal of integrating interoperable IoT and automation into all facets of life, including transportation, healthcare, food and beverage production, logistics, and more. The initiative also aims to collect data and digitize public services. In October 2020, Singapore introduced its cybersecurity labeling scheme, E.L.V.I.S. Finland recognizes some of the four-level scheme's gradients. The director of Singapore Cybersecurity Agency, CSA, Soon Chia Lim, stated during the conference that the four levels of the mostly optional E.L.V.I.S scheme were intended to give manufacturers and developers the impression that they could quickly advance to better security ratings. The Minister of State for Singapore, Janil Puthucheary, stated during a keynote address at SICW 2022 that the E.L.V.I.S has gained tremendous traction worldwide and is anticipated to sign an MRA on the labels as well. Singapore has been working with industry and government partners to put up a proposal to build a worldwide standard, ISO 27404, which defines a universal cybersecurity labeling framework, UCLF, for consumer IoT, in addition to signing these MRAs with nations with comparable programs. According to Puthucheary, the UCLF will provide as a reference for nations wishing to create and establish their own consumer IoT labeling schemes. During a SICW roundtable discussion, Internet of Secure Things, IOXT, Alliance Head of Operations Grace Burkett stated, "It's easier to leverage what's out there than recreate the wheel." In addition to thwarting attacks on unproven IoT devices, alignment is required, according to Burkett. Without globally coordinated IoTs, IoT lacks the room to develop.